Okay, so I'm recording this because I thought it might be interesting to record it and show what on earth I'm doing. So what I am doing is I'm trying to compile a list of the participating schools, the regional champions and wildcard teams, and the top 10 places at the ICTM State Math Contest throughout its history. And what I'm going to show here is 1995. So we'll see the data from 1995 come up. I started 1995 actually, and then I went back and said, nah, you know what, let's record this. So here's what I'm doing. There's me here. There's part of the dog down there. You can't see much of her, but she's there. And then I've got these PDFs. So the PDFs show me the results of the contest from 1995 here. I'm going to switch to Division A. And so what I'm going to do, so here's the results, and then here are all the competing schools and their coaches. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste into this pink column over here. And then I'm going to go to the next page and copy that, and again paste into this pink column. And we notice here, right here, since I already did this, this is in the right place. So this is the end of Division A, and then we go to Double A. So I'm going to click over to Double A. Now I've already done the, I don't know why it's doing that, that's weird. I've already done the optical character recognition run on this data in the PDFs, which is why it's copying actually reasonably well right now. Sometimes I can copy and it just copies the school name column, which is awesome when that happens. Because then I have less work to do. Yeah, see, like this. This is just copying the school name up until there. For some reason, the last three, I think it's because Wheaton South's name is so long. This, I believe, is the first appearance of Wheaton Warrenville South. Was the third year of that school's existence. So something kind of interesting is going to happen dealing with that later. Alright, so now one of the things that happened is the people who compiled this did it differently. You will notice there's a statistician for Division A and a statistician for Double A. And the Double A statistician lists all caps for on the results page, and then here's the thing, and you don't see the words school or high school, or you see academy, and that's fine, but you don't see school or high school or even HS. If you go to Division A, everybody says high school. Everybody says high school all over the place, and it's really kind of annoying, actually. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going, actually that's not the first thing I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is everywhere where it says HS followed by a period, I'm going to change that to HS followed by a comma. It should be like over here, see, Illinois Valley Central HS period, that should be a comma. The scan is weird. I think it was a comma in the scan. Certainly Marmion looks like a comma over there. Anyway, so I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to replace everything in column X with that. There's only two. Okay, but Illinois Valley was one of them, and so we can see that. And then anywhere where it says school followed by a comma, or followed by a period, I want to replace that with a comma. Okay, we need 23 replacements, that's good. And then actually there's one more. If I see academy followed by a period, I want to replace that with academy followed by a comma, which I think is going to give me 2. Yeah, it's going to help. It's something I won't have to fix later. And then anything with space high school, I just want to delete. And anything space HS, I just want to delete. Now, one thing that didn't delete is the school at the end of Ileana Christian that I am going to want to delete also. But so right now we have, in column X here, we have this raw text, and I'm going to actually not be staring. Well, I'll leave it up right now. Well, no, you can't even see that. Yeah. Well, this was dumb. You can't even see what you can't see what I was looking at. Crap. I'm bad. Can you tell I'm bad at this? There we go. See where this was pasted in here? Okay, and you see like down here where it says Illinois Valley Central, there's a comma there now. Yeah. So this is where I was pasting that raw data in from. I did this badly. I should have shown you that. Ugh. So yeah, I'm bad at this. All right. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is go through, and I've tried to find a nice way to do this, and I just have not. Because obviously the scan is picking up the names of the coaches and the numbers of competitors for most of these, and I just want to get rid of that. And there's no nice way to do it because I can't just take out spaces. Bishop McNamara has got a space in it. Carmi-White County here has got a space in it, but then Carthage doesn't. Oops. And so, much as I've tried saying, okay, well let's automate this part of the process, I really can't. Or at least I couldn't find a nice way to do it. GCMS. I actually worked with that head coach once. I didn't know she was at GCMS. Okay, this I believe is a first year for Henry Sinashwin, so we're going to notice something about that. I think this is the first year Jeannie Nagrodsky was at Heron, but since I'm not paying attention to the coaches, except when I'm deleting them here, that's not going to be an issue. Okay, so Ileana Christian, I do want to get rid of the word school, but also you will notice that, yeah, the scan got really messed up there. RISTIAN. So we try to get rid of major typos. Ron Nagrodsky is at Johnston City. Interestingly, last year in the 1994 data, it said he was at Jefferson City, and now he's at Johnston City again, where he'd been since 1986. So I'm pretty sure that was a mistake in last year's data. One of the interesting things, when you're looking through historical data, is sometimes it's just wrong, and that's annoying when it happens. I'm going to scroll that down a little bit so it stops scrolling on me by every line. Particularly annoying when Hancock Central was in Carthage, and then for 1 year it was in Nauvoo, and then it went back to Carthage, which I'm quite confident that building didn't move, and it was never in Nauvoo. So, yeah, those are the two academies that had the college after. Alright, online. Okay, Paxton Buckley Lode is messed up, so next. Well, it's not like I don't have to still go through these anyway. Now, there's no space here, and I don't think I really need it, but I'm going to put it in anyway after that comma. Some of the locations are given, and some, like, it says that Paxton Bucklew is in Paxton. Here it says that Richmond Burton is in Richmond. They don't always do that. Gibson City Melvin Sibley I don't think was listed as being in Gibson City, even though it is. Rockford Lutheran showed up the first time last year. I got to do something a little bit interesting when I get to Wheaton-Warrenville South, because I know outside of, okay, I don't even need to look to know that Tri-Valley's in Downs, not DMMS, whatever that is. But I know that Wheaton-Warrenville South is the same school as Wheaton Central. They just changed buildings. I know that because I went to high school in the DuPage Valley Conference when that happened. So when I get there, I don't want to treat Wheaton-Warrenville South as if it's a new school that has never competed before. Okay, now we are into double A's, and the double A's they're longer, but they should come out nicer and have as much work to do. Boylan has returned. I think they were gone for a while. Okay, Carbondale is community again. It was community and it was not. So you'll see that. Champaign Centennial is listed as Champaign Centennial instead of just Centennial. Okay, Collinsville got really messed up in the scan, so we have to fix that. See that Elk Grove Village is where Elk Grove High School is, so they listed as Elk Grove, Elk Grove Village. All the Chicago ones, of course, listed Chicago. Evanston is just listed as Evanston because it's in Evanston. Pretzels here. They came in a couple of years ago. Geneva has gone back and forth between Geneva and Geneva Community, so that is kind of messy. Okay, interesting. Hinsdale South is not listed as being in Darien. Usually it is listed as being in Darien. It is, in fact, in Darien. So I'm kind of surprised. Okay, IMSA, I need to spell out the word academy here. George Velasquez was still the head coach then. He was the head coach there when I was there, or when I was competing against them. I never competed for IMSA. We're going to pause here on Lamont while I go deal with the oven. Alright, I got the stuff out of the oven. The dog has returned. Here we go back to what we're doing. Which was deleting the names of coaches. And I was on the mock Lamont is in Double A. I think this is the first year Lamont competed in Double A. It doesn't really affect what I'm doing. Maybe it's at Lennox, Lincoln Way. Carol Nenny and Jim Ayu, the coaches at Lamont and Lincoln Way, they're currently are the two most important people at running the contest. So they don't coach anymore, but they're still very much involved. Naperville Central is not listed as a competitor at state. They have shown up a few times, but not very much. Naperville North has sent a full team to state every year of its existence. This year is actually the first time since 1981, when Cindy Stetcher was head coach. That the head coach isn't Bob Martin, since he died in November of 1994. This was the first contest after he died. Kind of interesting not to have to remove Bob Martin's name here. Okay, so now, if we look, this was the one where the coaches didn't show up in the pace. I do need to change Westinghouse. Ooh, actually, I don't think I've had Westinghouse yet. Westinghouse is new. And then 3 more schools here. Wheaton South, Willowbrook, and Woodstock. Okay, so now I can take this, copy it, and I'm going to paste values over here, and you'll notice that everything looks like it just got pulled out of there. Now what I want to do, I do want to sort this, but before I do, just so I don't have to sort it a bunch of times, I'm going to copy this. Now we're going to go over here to the left-hand column. It's column E, because first 4 columns I was doing something else and I stopped doing it. And we're going to paste, we're not going to paste values. We're going to paste, well, wait a minute. No, I got a problem. Let me go back over here. I don't know what just happened. Alright, yes, I want to paste the actual cells. And the reason is I need these to come in black instead of purple. Alright, now I'm going to do something that I'm going to have to fix after I do it. Here you'll notice University shows up twice. There's a reason for that. There's a University High School in Normal and there's a University High School in Urbana. Now, other than in 1983, they compete in different divisions, so you don't need to worry about it. In 1983, they were in the same division, and that's a pain, especially since one of them placed at state. So what I'm going to do is under column E, we're going to go to data and remove duplicates. And you'll notice University, unfortunately, got removed. So I'm going to now insert, shifting cells down, and put University back, so we still have 2 of them. All right, now I look at the bottom. Okay, not much in the way of black here. And some of these schools actually already existed as competitors in the state contest. Westinghouse is new. St. Edward, I think, is new. Pittsfield, Hoopston area, maybe Heron, and Henry St. Ashwin are new. Clifton Central is not. Boylan is not. Carbondale is not. And Wheaton South is a special case. So I'm going to take Clifton Central, and I'm going to scroll up So again, this purple list is every school and here's Clifton Central. Notice it just says Central, but also notice that alphabetically it's where Clifton would be. That is the school, that is Clifton Central. And I've got to go and turn that purple. Actually, it turns out I could turn it any color I want as long as it's not black. The anti-Henry Ford here. Alright, I need to look for Heron and Henry Sinashwin. So Heron would be right above Herscher. It's not here, so I'm going to insert a blank space to put it in. Henry Sinashwin would be before Heritage. I'm going to insert a blank space to put it in. Now you might look at this and think, well, why are you going through and manually sorting these? Why don't you just automatically sort? And that's because some of these sorts are not pretty. Just say that. I do need to make sure that Hoopston can come in here, so Hoopston is going to go here. Some of these sorts are not pretty, particularly Saint something. There was a time when Saint got spelled out, and there's some schools that are going to be in that list. Also, you're going to notice a problem with Wheaton-Warrenville South when I get there. And I will fix that problem because it's going to happen until the end of time. Much like with Rockford Auburn. So, as I'm doing this, I want to describe what happened to Rockford Auburn. Rockford Auburn was listed as Auburn for a while in the 80s, and it was filed under A. And then they decided in 86 or 87, something like that, to label themselves as Rockford Auburn, beginning with an R. And so, alright, Boylan, let's find out. And so what I had to do, what I eventually did was move them in the main list. So Boylan, see, they were labeled as Boylan Central Catholic. It's the same school. It's just now they're labeled as Boylan Catholic. It's the same school. It's in Rockford. So, and I need to make sure that that's labeled in purple because that's not an add, that's a replacement. The reason there's a difference, the reason it matters, Carbondale Community, I'm going to do the same thing. Carbondale Community was listed as Carbondale Community, and last time they were here, they were listed just as Carbondale. So now they'll be listed as Carbondale Community again. And I want to change it every time something changes. I want to change it to whatever the most recent thing is, because I'm going to be looking for the most recent thing. Alright, now Wheaton-Warrenville South, I mentioned this before, that's actually the originally Wheaton Central. The school moved. It moved into the building that housed Wheaton-Warrenville, which hasn't existed as a high school since 1983. So I'm going to replace Wheaton Central with Wheaton South. Now most of the time I won't do that. Most of the time I don't really know one high school becoming another. I have done some research about Carthage and Hancock Central. I do know, a few other things about schools that have changed and morphed into another one. But like there's a Farmer City Mansfield that then becomes Blue Ridge. It's the same building, except it's not necessarily the same school because they changed their name when another group came in. So I originally, when I first started to do this, I was just writing down places, and I was kind of making things up as I went along. I wasn't doing all of this work. And One of the things that I did, I'm going to put in these other three schools while I'm talking here, is I put in schools like Paxton, Buckley, Loda. I had put it in even when it was just Paxton, because there was a time when they were competing as just as Paxton. Now that really was unfair of me to do, and you can actually notice here I had Paxton and Paxton Buckley Loda listed as separate schools because they were separate schools. Alright, I've got a St. Edward, which would be before St. Elmo. And then the only other one I need to put in is Pittsfield. So we can say that here. And then go find Pittsfield. Not literally find Pittsfield, I know where it is. Sometimes strange things have happened in the labeling. Plainfield is an example. There was a year when it said Plainfield was in Joliet. Plainfield has never been in Joliet. I think somebody asked, well, where's Plainfield? And somebody who knew where Plainfield was said, oh, it's near Joliet. And the response got interpreted as it's in Joliet, which of course it is. All right, now just to make sure that I don't have any black stuck here, I'm just going to copy this purple Yorkville now because it's the last school, and then clear it. So now everything's purple there. So now we're going to go back up to the top. I'm going to refresh this column just to make sure that nothing gets messed up. Alright, now we're going to copy this to here. I'm going to paste values. And now I'm going to sort. And I'm going to sort by column H. And I don't think there's anything else that I have. Oh, wait, yes there is. There's one thing that I have to move. I have to move Wheaton Warrenville South ahead of Wheaton North. Because remember, Wheaton Warrenville South is currently occupying Wheaton Central's position in the list. And I am not moving it right now. I will move it eventually, but I'm not moving it right now. Okay, so what we see now is, here's the list in alphabetical order, irrespective of class, of all of the schools competing. Now remember, column E is all of the schools that have competed in the history of the state contest. All of them. Okay, except this one. Again, Jefferson City, as far as I know, doesn't actually exist. I think that was a typo in last year's data, and it should have been Johnston City, which is, as you can see right here below it. So when we get to this, you'll see a completely blank line for Jefferson City, and it won't even say Jefferson City, it'll be completely blank, and that's why that happened. Anyway, so what I want to do is go through and put in blank lines in this list everywhere where it says skip. I want Stevenson to be here. And this is something that I wrote code to do. So there's code here, right here. And I run this code. And here we go. Blank spaces. So now you look everywhere where it says yes, there's a line, and everywhere it says skip, there's a blank space. So, yay, code. That automated this process. Now, Excel likes to think it's smarter than me. Excel likes to think it's smarter than the user in general. And so I have to go change this formula back to, hey, we're looking at row 1 here. And then, now if all these turn out to be true, that means I didn't make any mistakes and there's nothing I have to fix. that doesn't happen very often. Really, that does not happen very often, that I don't have any mistakes. But apparently I don't. So now what I need to do is go back to here. I need to copy this list with all the blank spaces put in where I need them. I only need to copy as far down as the list exists. So copy that. And then I go over to this book. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff here. I go over to this book that says participation. What I was just looking at. Alright, now these are the 1995 data. So I have to go, and you can't see, so I gotta go back here. 1995 data, so I'm gonna go right here. And then I can paste values, that's fine. And now there's a lot of red. There's red all over the place. And I'm not entirely sure why there's red all over the place. Being read all over the place like this leads me to believe that something got messed up somewhere. And I don't know where. And I'm concerned. Okay, this is off. Let me see, is there a reason this is off? So this is my uniqueness. And it says unique name. Oh, well, yeah, here's your problem. Okay. It says unique name at the top even though these are not unique names because of the whole oh, why is this? Why is this like this? Okay, so this is the concatenated participation sheet. All this does is pull all the data in with the class prepended. So this is actually where I would be able to see if I look up Lamont. Lamont Ooh. Okay. So here's a problem. Okay. So something is messed up. And I'm not entirely sure what's messed up. But if you look at 1995, it's wrong starting no, not starting there. Arcola is fine. Barrington's fine. Beecher's fine. Bishop McNamara is fine. Now I'll stop eating your leg. I'm trying to figure out where this starts being wrong. Okay, this starts being wrong. With Henry Sinashwin and Heron. Okay. So I'm going to go back. No, not to that page. I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to look at Henry Sinashwin. Okay. So Henry Sinashwin get entered. I don't even see Henry Sinashwin. Oh, Henry Sinashwin is here. Okay. See, this says uniqueness A125. Well, no, I think that's right. I think that's right. Let me go back to uniqueness. Check in this row. Something's wrong here. Okay, this is all 125. 25 to 125. Okay, that's right. Harrisburg-Emden. Okay, this is the wrong row for Harlem. This is the wrong row for Hancock Central. These are all off. These are all off. Because East Aurora has somehow disappeared from my list. East Aurora has somehow disappeared from my list, and I don't know why. Alright, I'm going to undo I'm going to try to undo this, go back to here. East Aurora is still missing from my list. Okay, I can't go back any further, that's fine. East Aurora is missing from my list. If I look at my list, it's supposed to go Arcola, Argo, Auburn, East Aurora, West Aurora, Barrington, Beecher. Arcola, Argo, Auburn. Arcola, Argo, Auburn. East Aurora, West Aurora, Barrington, Beecher. Okay, East Aurora is missing. I don't know why, but it's missing. Okay, here's your problem. Notice that goes 15 and then 17. There we go. Okay, I don't know how that happened. I don't know why that happened. Somehow, something got messed up in that first column. All right, now you notice there's not a whole lot of red. That's much, much, much better. Okay, so we've still got some problems here. Well, we will. Because again, I've already computed these, so now we got to put these back. This is the 1995 data. So now I've got to put the 1995 data back. Alright, so here's our 1995 data. And nothing broke until we get to Henry Sinashwin and Herring. And all of a sudden, everything looks broken. You look at this Heron, oh, it says Highland. Okay, Henry Sinashwin, no, that says Heritage. It's all messed up. So, we need to fix this. And the way we need to fix this is that we need to go insert blank spaces in this sheet. And I've got code for that also. So I'll go back to the code. B1 to AT1. And notice I'm looking for black. Font color 0, so I'm looking for black. And the insertion is out to AT. Wait, that's not right. I don't want to mess with 1995. So I need to change that to AQ. Alright. Now we're going to run that block of code. And so what that should do is every place there was a black school in black text, which meant new, it's going to space it down. Now you look and say, well, wait a minute. Now this says Highland, and that says Highland, and this says Hoffman Estates, and that says Hoffman Estates. Why are these all red? Now, that's because Excel is stupid. Again, Excel thinks it's smarter than the user. If I go to the conditional formatting rules, I find that, oh, I've got a bunch of them now. What I should have is that. And only that. All the rest of these got created by Excel when I did those insertions and moved things around. Okay, now you'll notice I don't have a whole bunch of red. I have a few spots. I have Lindblom listed as Lindblom Tech. I should have a whole bunch down here. Alright. So, oh, this got all messed up. So what happened here? West Chicago is fine. Except, no, it's not. Ah! Here's Westinghouse. Here's Wheaton Warrenville South. Was Wheaton Warrenville South still purple? No, but it should have been, right? Wheaton Warrenville South should have been purple. So that messed up. So what I have to do is take the row that was inserted for Wheaton Warrenville South and delete it. And now everything's red because, again, conditional formatting screws up at this point. Really, I didn't want that split into multiple rules. It's fine. Okay, now it works. And most of Wheaton Warrenville South is lit up in red. Yes, because every time Wheaton Warrenville South has been there prior to now, it's been Wheaton Central. That's why it's showing up as Wheaton Central. Okay. So I finally have the participation correct. I'm going to save it. And now I'm going to go to the place RQ. So what I have here is places. I'm going to go bring back the, this one. And here we have the school. So you will notice 1995, order of finish was Sparta, Oblong, Fairfield, U of C Lab. Now, U of C Lab, again, I typed this a long time ago, like in May, and it's now September. And I did some abbreviating that I shouldn't have done. Okay, same thing happens here. That's actually Wheaton St. Francis, but it should be listed just as St. Francis. Yes, there's a Wheaton there. We'll get that in a second. So that's why it's red. It's red because that means, hey, you got this list of participating schools and I don't see it. Alright, turns out everybody except Robinson in the top 10 was a regional champion. So I'm going to save myself some typing and just enter those. Now let's see, the other schools that, other schools that have an R in front of their name, Macomb and Byron. So that's what I've got, Macomb and Byron. Okay, now neither one of those lit up red, so we know they're already on the list. And I do like to sort these. And again, Excel always thinks, oh, hey, there's other stuff here. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so Robinson. Now at this point, I'm just typing the names I see in with a W. So Red Bud, Warren University, Carmi White County, Momence, Lisle. Mount CC, Anna Jonesboro, Rosary, Mendota, Marmion. Okay, now Anna Jonesboro lit up red because I stuck an extra R on the end of Jonesboro accidentally. Okay, so now it's fine. So I do want to check the top 23 schools are in one of these two categories, so there are 23 total. Light them up, and the countdown here says 23. So, excellent. Alright, that's Division A. Now for Double A. Double A, again, IMSA, I abbreviated and I shouldn't have. And this is an awkward one. Again, I tried to make schools have the names that they have today. And so I have this listed as Lincoln Way Central, even though there was no Lincoln Way Central then. The building where that high school was in 1995 in New Lenox is now Lincoln Way Central, but that doesn't mean the high school was Lincoln Way Central. The high school was Lincoln Way. So I do want to fix that. And I need the 95 results page. So Naperville North, IMSA, New Trier, and Stevenson were all regional champs, as were Libertyville, Evanston, and Lincoln Way. And then after Lincoln Way, O'Fallon University, Lamont. Now, the interesting thing about Lamont, if I had tried to type Lamont up here, it would have lit up. But if I tried to type Lamont here, it would not have, because Lamont was in Class A. See, this is Division A. Lamont was in Division A, but then they were Double A in 1995. So they have to be down here in the Double A section. O'Fallon University, Lamont, Washington, Mount Zion, Rockford, Auburn, and Galesburg. And again, that's going to give me an error because I put a semicolon in the middle of Galesburg. Okay. So there's my regionals. Now, eventually, what I hope to do is take this list of schools and find out, were they regional champions? What years were they regional champions? What years did they qualify as a wild card? What years did they place in the top 10 in state, and where did they place? And actually pull this information out of this database that I'm creating here. But I gotta get it all first, and I'm in 1995, so ways to go. So Lyons Township, I'm putting in the W's now. Flossmoor, Hinsdale Central, Hoffman, Glenbrook South, Fenwick, Glenbrook North. Fenwick, Highland Park, Downers North. Downers South did not qualify full team for this contest. Niles West, Prospect, Kenwood. And I put a T on the end of Kenwood, and I didn't mean to. And that's it. Well, good, because I got to the last W that I already had. So again, we're going to sort these, and again we're going to check. It should be the top 25 plus Galesburg. Galesburg actually finished 27th, but Oswego didn't qualify a full team, yet they finished ahead of somebody who did, mostly on the strength of these geometry writtens. So Galesburg makes 26, so this should give me 26, and the count is 26. Okay. So there's 1995. So I've entered that. So now the prep for the next one is I turn everything purple, and I delete those, and I delete those, and I change this to 1996. That's what's coming next, and I clear that. And so here's where we are, and then what happens is these get, using text split function, these get pulled apart by the comma, and then this takes the values from over here and trims off any white space. Now I do want to do one more thing, because again we had a situation where there's a school that changed that I know they moved, and they will be moved forever. So I'm going to remove Wheaton-Warrenville South, and I'm going to insert it down there. So all that did is take Wheaton-Warrenville South and put it after Wheaton-Warrenville, and I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to do the same thing over in my purple column. Because the purple column needs to be in the same order as what's on the other side. So I'm going to we're going to cut Wheaton South, and we're going to put it there. I have no idea what's going on over on the right hand side of the screen. Oh, you can't see that, oh good. Okay, I don't know why this didn't work. Cut, insert cut cells. Okay. So now what I could do is just copied this and pasted values. It wouldn't be the worst idea. You will notice the blank space here between Jacksonville and Johnson City. That I probably could delete, but I'm not going to for right now. Okay, so that's that. Noelle has decided to get up and leave. She's over there now, so yeah, her bed is empty. All right, so that's it. That's what I'm doing here. It's a lot of data manipulation. This took me almost an hour. It doesn't take me an hour all the time. I mean, I did have the one mess up that I had to fix, and I saw some other things that I had to fix. But that's what we're doing, and I'm trying to get eventually to the current day. So that's this project.